Yes, you go slow, which means everything is working. I always love it when something is working. You shut up. Bad phone, very bad phone. I know you mean well, but usually in the last few days, whenever you're around, making noises that are not most pleasing. Not pleasing at all. Some would even say rather unpleasant, mostly because of what they imply. Alas! Well, this nonsense is loading. As you can probably tell by the fact that I actually am. If again, I managed. Now, my PC is its own little new and improved source of power ever. Unbelievable power! Oh, at least a bit more than he had before. Which was that one? No, I kind of said before. It's basically like, you know. Whoop, whoop. It's basically like any else that you can build up. Basically everything is either numbered or a nice little sign going like, yep, this is dead. And since the new part is actually from the same manufacturer, it looks a pretty fucking shame. The only difference is I think some of the things are positioned a bit differently, but that's all. Now then, let me take a look at my journal and actually see day 15. Luther suggested that I visit the Civic Fest Hall in search of answers. Oh yes, I remember now. We have done quite a fucking much, haven't we? Well then, time to explore now. As you can see, we are outside of the Hive, technically speaking, and in the lower ward for the moment, doing some exploring stuff now after we had recovered a little friendly neighborhood skull. All well and dandy, that much. Now we're going to talk to more random people. Now I do kind of remember that there was something here that you should not do or should do. I don't remember. I can't remember this place and going like, huh, there was something important here, wasn't there? Yes, there was. I just don't fucking remember what it fucking was, so I'm kind of sitting here like, huh. Which also means I actually have opened up a nice little guide, because if it's something that is game-breakingly important, it will probably be mentioned there. For a moment, I'm going to talk to this person, because I remember this person to being such a nice little son of a daughter of a, well, you see a pretty young woman in fine clothes. Her skin lacks the usual yellow tint of the inhabitants of the sward. She appears to be watching 3 nearby creatures with interest. Greetings. She turns to face you, and an annoyed look crosses her face. Yes. Do you want? I have some questions. Fine. What are you doing here? It's going to be a fight, and I want to see it. She smiles wickedly. It should be interesting. A fight, you say? Yes. See the 3 Thorcola over there? She points to the 3 hulking creatures with rippling muscles. You're going to try and kill an Abishai. She nods. The stupid oaths. I have heard of something called an Abishai. What exactly is it? It's a low plains creature. A Batazu, I think. Bronson's heart. In any case, Abishai have nasty dispositions. Sharp claws and can cast spells. Very formidable. The Tokola look like they can take care of themselves. They're apparently creatures with rippling muscles. Normally I would say yes. Tokola are very powerful warriors. He smiles slyly and leans in to whisper to you. Ever, and now some things they don't. What might that be? Abishai can only be hurt by magic. She snickers. The Tokola will be slaughtered. I have no doubt of it. How do you know they can only be hurt by magic? My husband is very high up in the Harmonium. The Harmonium gods are trained to deal with creatures such as Abishai. Interpret you. So one of the lower devils, I suppose. Most likely. That's how I know. My husband told me. So why don't you want me to color? Should I do that? She smiles evilly. The one who suggested the fight. Why, woman, would you do this? Husband tries to better his social standing with his underlings, drink with them in the local taverns. Last evening he forced me to just such an occasion. Those 3 oafs were there, boasting of their prowess as warriors. It was obvious they were in a drunken stupor. As I decided to leave, one of them tripped and fell onto the table I was sitting at. Go on. Most of the rings at the table spilled into my lap and ruined my very expensive evening gown. So while the cretin was trying to apologize, I whispered to him that I only accepted the apology of a warrior of stature. If he were truly such a warrior, he'd be able to defeat an Abishai in hand-to-hand combat. Ah, what a nice little reminder that some people are just walking bitches, quite literally. You're going to get them killed because they ruined your address.
Updated my journal.
You obviously don't understand the intricacies behind the situation. Yeah, no, I really don't. I have some trouble here. Bitch, please, they ruined your dress. They were willing to apologize for that. Probably even pay for some cleaning. And you were sitting there like, well, I'm going to get you murdered. Shut up, kitty. Not your fucking time now, is it? Can you read the fucking clock? Well, to be fair, you can't. But you damn well know that it's not your time. No. You're very bad, kitty. I mean, he's trying, you know. I was embarrassed and humiliated in front of my husband and his underlings. Yeah, I must be going now. You said about this 3. Hey, Thorp, are you willing to talk? Greetings. What you want, Schmally? I have some questions. Good questions. Maybe Thorp got answers. He smiles at you. Look, he's fucking friendly, isn't he? I mean, he maybe looking scary, but he seems friendly enough. I've talked to Shanshia. She said you're going to fight in Abishai. He smiles and nods at you interestedly. Yeah, it's right. Thorp and Trans Burge. One drop. I planted Abishai can only be hurt by magic weapons.
Updated my journal.
Need magic. How we know? How are we gonna tell that? I've talked to Xantia. She told me. He seems confused at first, then a look of realization appears on his face. Xantia, play Thorp for a coney. She lie. I took it Thorp and friends dead. I'm afraid so, Thorp. I'm afraid so. He nods. Xantia dad deserve apology, so free from debt to her. Yes, free of debt. So thank you. You saved life. You saved life of friends. After a moment, all 3 bow to you and each hands you a pouch of coins. See, being a good person actually pays you money. He smiles. You're a good friend. You deserve. Well, thank you. Now back to the bitch and telling her, like, you're not gonna get any show out of this. Save button? Yes, quick save button. You won the brew, didn't you? Why, yes, I did what was right. Do not forget this insult. Good day to you. Bitch, please. I think it's a very fucking fair point that I made there. I mean... I think you are one of the more important ones. This woman has a yellow caster skin and severe features. Her shoes cover her body and she wears a long blade at her side, either like 2 small black pearls. As you approach her, they follow Dakon's movements. Before you reach her, Dakon breaks in. What have you hear me? What is it, Dakon? It is my will that we not speak to this woman. What? Why not? Please observe. Wills are crossed blades. We have no common ground. Then do not speak to her. You insult the unbroken circle of Zersimon by continuing to word against your heart. You're not numbered among the people, betrayer of Shaklor. That word alone is going to murder my poor little throat. The Anarchs and the Zerds have spoken, and their words shall be obeyed. You're not to speak your mind to me, not to any Zerd. All you hear is human when he speaks. His words carry the weight of yours, and have the shape of Limbo's form. I will not hear you, Dakon. First, Metinkina, disciple of Zertimon, it comes to you to hear the words of Zertimon, but you, as a Zerd, must depart. Will you hear him? The words of Zertimon are not for the ears of human. We heard. The minds are not as one, they bring division wherever they travel. This one wears a shirt of scars and blood, and he travels with a traitor. Vilqua's heart beats within your chest if you ask if I will hear him. Will you close your mind to his words? Know your words before you speak your mind. Ki'na, Zers of Zertimen. Will not hear him, he will hear me. That is sufficient. Okay, so basically your point is I'm not to talk to you, but you're going to talk to me. Fuck's sake, woman, you're making this more difficult than it needs to be, don't ya? That is sufficient. She will teach you. The gift woman turns to you. Her black pearl eyes glint dangerously. You're not known to me. Your trappings speak ill of you, human. What is a book written in scars and blood? You're in the shadow of a pariah that claims to speak for Zertimon himself. Speak your mind. Jesus Christ, woman. Greetings, Swordwinger. Pleasantries are as dust. Sign of morning draws near. Time is short, human. No real question. What do you mean? He said I walk in the shadow of a barrier. The barrier, you know not his history. He's quick to speak other words, but of his history he remains silent. If you're talking about the fact that he kinda is a survivor of that city, then yeah, I'm well knowing of that. After far of the mighty fortress of the Githyanki, see what his divided mind reveals to you. No speaks to Zertimon's words, but his karach is as mist. It's not Zertimon's word that lack conviction, it is the echoes that have been distorted. So they hoped. Now Zertimon's mind is spoken. The generations of Zerf as Rakma's jewel. One mind. This matter. Your sense carries with a divided mind. Your words speak not just the mind of Zertimon, they are shaped of angles and hate, as if molded from Gith's mind itself. I shall lie with the dead of whatever that fucking city is really called. In shifting chaos. Oh, you see all with Vilqua's eye. Your mind is divided, your karach weak. Stand in the way of the blades. Speaks to you without breaking the gaze. Hold fast. Do not stand in the way of the blades. Let them fight. Blades of the two fly each other in a whirlwind of motion. Well, that did not end well.
Die.
Very much sorry to say, but you know my stance when it comes to my companions. My companions are always right. That means they're gonna die.
Endure.
Now the main problem I have just realized is that
Your path is mine.
the little Darkon has a bit of a problem with other
All right.
people of his, well, of his, I want to say of his people, but that's not technically speaking true.
Your path is mine.
It's not really his people, that's the whole thing with the Githyanki and the Githzerai and the difference between the two. I'm gonna sit here and be like, it's all your people. Technically speaking, that is kinda rude to the Darkon. You see, the Githzerai woman, she's hunched and bent, and her constant coughing is obviously a source of pain to her. Her handkerchief that is practically soaking with blood, tissue, and phlegm on her face. Despise you, it is. Greetings. She stares at you and speaks a few moment words to Darkon. Says she cannot understand your speech. She says she's dying. What's she dying of? Her name is An-Azi. She says she is used to work at a meat curing house here until half a month ago, when the illness became too much for her to bear. She was abandoned, evicted from her home, and left for dead. Beach pains her, and her illness has crippled much of her mind. She says there is nothing in give of value. No, but she will not recover. I can put her out of her misery. That is all. The deserts of the people, it is my responsibility to provide an alternative. Then be merciful. Draws his blade and waits for the woman to prepare herself. She touches the unbroken circle of Zertimon, reverses for a moment. Face is stoic. His blade is a blur. When he has completed the stroke, she lies bleeding on the hard stone of Sigil's streets. Well struck.
Updated my journal.
That's not a nice thing to do, but then again, what were we supposed to do? Now,
I will hear you. Your path
I think
is
there's
mine.
somebody else who gets really pissed off if you have him around.
All right.
Now I know that there's another one. This one here, I think, is it? This one gets really pissed off if Darkon is around for some reason. Man has rough leather skin with a pale yellow cast and gaunt features. His is angular, his nose is small and highly placed, and his ears tapered to point. Tracery of tattoos and scars covers his body. He's dressed in strange, gaudy leather. They look more ornamental than combat ready. His eyes are like two small black stones, and they track you as you approach. You are a human seeking memories, he says slightly. Can I help you? Mm-hmm. Oh shit, I think I kinda messed this up. Because I see, and this is the whole point why I hate this. I need that one alive. That one. No. Yes, I did what I feel was right. This one needs to be alive because this one needs the information. Ah, this is so complicated setup. If you want to do it a bit more efficiently. Greetings. That goes for this again. What's she dying off? And then be merciful.
Updated my journal.
Boom again. Not a nice way to think.
Endure. Your will be done.
I mean, he's right. Endure. Through enduring, grow stronger. Now we can talk to Dim. Himim, and that's gonna be a trap. There's human memories. How do you know this? You have the look of one such. In my profession, we see many of your kind. Who and what are you? I'm Yimin. I'm a Yankee angler. My people are the undisputed master of the astral plane. Where gods go to die, the memories of the dead float like leaves in a pool. My duty is in retrieving the memory cores of the dead, gleaning them for information. Allocate your memories. You have only to pay the price. What price would that be? Not of a mere few coins, the price is negotiable. Ask for 100, you will determine the value of the memories I find and pay accordingly. Sounds good, what do I have to do? If I am to bait my hook for your memories, I will need some of the memories you currently possess. As I require a place of concentration and quiet, you will follow me. We will journey to one such place, and will make you whole once again. We go alone with no companions. Agreed. Let us go.
How much for the child? 150 for the redhead.
Now then, I shall get motivated now most profoundly. For once. I was sending there. Heal one, heal faster, heal faster, heal faster. Your thinking mood has turned into something much more ugly than its previous arrogance. Now, human, drop your painted shield and tell us what you have said, done for the Gizzaray dog within Sigil's walls. I will not tell you. Fuck you. Then you shall die. Let them kill you. Blades slash across your throat and you fall to the ground bleeding. They stand over you and begin to speak again. Yet you truly know nothing. Al-Midil. His words were those of an enemy of the people. Even were that not true, we have cauterized his ignorance with death's iron. Let us leave him here for the collectors to scavenge. We've gathered enough information on the Gizzaray dogs for this trip. We shall lose another fortress before the 7 days out. The walls of Ristigor shall fall.
Updated my journal.
If you believe our knowledge is sufficient, then we shall go. Here's our warriors and let us join our war party in Limbo.
Right. We need to set up camp now.
Could you get me up again, please? I'm not yet dead. Rup. I love it. He's just lying there, bleeding out, you know, with a slashed throat, and he's like, nice information, all of this information, very nice, isn't it? And then, after they're done, he just jumps up and is like, oh, okay, let's do shit again.
Alright.
Now we can talk to the little Keener and go like, hey, we have information. We have awesome information here, very important information about city and falling and stuff. What is it? Why not? Yes, we've been through this. A group of Yankee are planning a raid on the fortress Ristigo within the 7th day. They're on their way there even now. No. Now you have my gratitude. You deserve. No, this shall not be forgotten. She turns to Japan. No, that this will not atone for the fall of Lore. Feels like I'm gonna throw up at some point. Yeah, nice verdict. Stand still.
Updated my journal.
Why have we done this? Yes, because 8,000 experience points. Okay, nice deal, isn't it?
Gone.
Is there anything else my little thing is telling me? Now then, if that out of the way, we can talk to you again. Now he is a bit of a rip-off merchant, yes, but he also gives you jobs. I should do, friend. I have a little errand for you to run. You take it. I can let you 50 coins. All you need to do is run this handbill down to the print shop and ask Skoflopen to print up 100 copies for me. Here, take it. He shoves a crumpled piece of paper into your hands. Alright.
Updated my journal.
Where's that shop? The pawn shop, Rectast, coffin maker, paper ward, seed star, print shop. There is the print shop. We shall now go to the print shop. Going and doing menial tasks, getting paid for them. Well, print shop, I think you're one of the not so important people, apart from for the anarchists, I think. You see Finn, a stooped man hunched over a desk, scribbling on a piece of paper. His hair is thinning and wrapped, drawn back into a ponytail, and Finn's spectacles adorn his hooked nose. His age could be anywhere from his early 20s to his late 40s. He doesn't look up as he speaks to you. What do you want? Make it quick. Who are you? My name is Penn. Brooke. Your question answers mine. You had no idea that there was a printing shop before strolling in, and now you've decided to make it your personal quest to waste not only your time, but mine as well. What do you print? Books, pamphlets, handbills, words, letters, whatever. I don't do racy prints, and I won't fulfill any perversions you might want, nor do I care to ask. Aww. He was like, can you make me a nice, really big lady put on my wall? Do you have to? Yes. A Guildspiel asked me to deliver a handbill to you so you can print up 100 copies. I'll have it from later. Go tell him. Well then. Easy money, isn't it? Easy job. Ah, Kitty, you are you so happy that I managed to get that thing inside there? Is that it? Because the fact that I moved that thing around and made a lot of noise is actually more your problem. Is that why you're awake and feeling actiony? That handbill is printed. It's printed. Terrific. I knew you were a man for the job. Here, take this message to kill the Durian at the foundry. I'm sure you'll be glad to receive it. You'd be glad for the 100 coins.
Updated my journal.
The foundry, I think, is actually behind these gates. What? Yeah. Yeah, I think actually it is. You see a board looking guard. State your business, please. I have a message for Keldor. Thank you, sir. You'll find him in the Great Guardsman Hall. Nice. Actually get in here. Now, before we go in and let's look around, see if we can find any containers or something to steal from. No, I don't really think that's gonna be the case.
We need to say upkeep now.
No, nothing of importance here. Sadly enough.
I'm gone.
Sounds promising, doesn't it? So many big doors. How is this actually working? Yeah, a really good question, isn't it? What is working and what is this trying to do? Is basically the question. I mean, those two are kinda completely out of it. Those two are completely unconnected to anything. These two are completely unconnected to anything else, I suppose, because that seems like it's actually missing. Those two are together and those two have a belt, I think. Makes one wonder what they're actually trying to do there. Now where
All right.
is the guy I'm looking for? I really would like to know, but I have not the slightest clue. I think actually I'm going a bit far. It said something about a great hall, but where is the fucking great hall? Is it behind the great door? That makes some sense, I suppose. No. Great door is locked. I don't think I'm supposed to go there. And another locked door. Great. Okay, all of my theories have proven to be absolutely fucking wrong. So now we have to do this the old-fashioned way, manually looking. Okay. Kinda only leaves here, so somewhere in here we should be able to find something.
I'm gone.
Right. We need to say upkeep now.
Okay. That is a very prominent position you have there, my friend. Just staying right in the smack dab middle. But apparently nobody really cares about me wandering about. Then again, I don't really want to provoke them. There are lots of guards and they seem to be somewhat well equipped. Hello, Keldor. You see, sturdy man who looks like he's just bursting with vitality. His face is tanned and lined, his black beard beginning to show hints of white. Hail, stranger, and well met. What can I do for you this fine day? I have a message for you from Gilbert, the auctioneer. Message, eh? Takes the note from you. Very well. Tell him the message is delivered. Anything else? Technically speaking, actually not, no. I was just here to deliver a little message. And that was pretty much all I actually wanted to.
I'm gone.
Mostly because I think actually we will have to come back to the foundry later on anyway, so you're running around like an idiot now is not really going to work that well for us. Honestly, we have all the time in the world. But still, I'm somewhat happy that we at least now have a new and stable power source. That has taken one problem. That means, and mark my words, the message is delivered. Nice. Another 100 copper.
Updated my journal.
It was certainly speedy, wasn't it? My thanks, friend. One more task for you for the pricely sum of 200 coins. Nice. Just take the sample down to Barkis at the smoldering corpse and ask him to post it somewhere. His old friends will be glad to see it. Sure, we can do that. What was I saying? Oh yes, if everything works out well tomorrow, and I shall somewhat hope for that. Because, you know, I think I have the more difficult part done. Setting in the graphics card and getting everything set up should not be that much of a challenge. I mean, I hope. Yeah, let's say it like this. I hope, at least.
All right.
If that is actually all working out like I... Jesus, that was a mass heal. Like I hope and intend and other such nonsense of optimism. Then given the next time, the next good opportunity we have, probably on the weekend, if I find the time and I can get a start there, I will do a very, very, very long stream. Like some 8 hours or so, if I manage. Probably playing some Total War. I never played Attila before. Could do that, couldn't I? Yeah, well, something like this. Something really long, nice and enjoyable. You know? A bit of a celebratory thing that little PC is working once again at full capacity. You have my word, I will try my best to get that into reality. I do kinda have to time that though, because work kinda has to be done first and foremost. Everything else has to come after, sadly enough. Back again, yes. Huge booty auction, I wanted you to post his handbill. Takes the handbill from you, looks it over. He frowns and says, alright, I'll put it up. Anything else? Technically speaking, no. I really just am doing delivery jobs. Manual, easy peasy labor at that. Not much else. It's a lovely job, isn't it? Now the main problem I now have is that I actually
We need to set up Kip now.
think I can just travel to the lower ward. Oh, easy peasy. Okay, can I? No, Kip actually lets me. Nice. This is the sort of thing where I'm like, ah,
I'm gone.
bless you. Game, bless you very much. Now then, Mr. Rip-Off Merchant, I have done your job. I want my money. The bill is posted at the smoldering corpse. You have my thanks. He turns back to the crowd and begins factoring them. Well, we earned a whooping 350, but that is nothing compared to the experience gains.
Updated my journal.
I think we got like 6,000 for the first quest, 6,000 for the second quest, and 8,000 for the last quest. So, yeah. That's a lot of copper. Not copper. Experience. It's not much copper. Then again, he still kind of paid a lot, if you think about it. All well that ends well. I think there's... how nice. Buy your piece of human flesh right here. Ah, slavery. Rome would be proud of you. Because Rome too loved its slaves. Sure. There is a woman there, she has a name, and there are a lot of slaves. We have a male, a female variant. Let's see what that woman has to say. Probably not. You see a young woman who is trying to get your attention. She is wearing shoddy clothes, but her demeanor is one of elegance, unlike that of the people who surround her. Excuse me. Upon closer inspection, you notice that her skin is clean and smooth, like in the yellow tint of the inhabitants of this ward. She notices your approach and smiles. And as I will do always, it's like greetings, salutations, all of the good nonsense. Ah, thank the powers that you notice me. I'm in need of the services of a mercenary. It appears your appearances. Yeah, that is the word. Thank you, brain. If appearances are any indication, you would seem to be such an individual. What exactly is it that you want of me, first and foremost? The heart of the matter is that I am to be sold into slavery for a crime I did not commit. Yeah, that is what every slave would say, isn't it? I'm in need of a champion, someone who will help me prove my innocence and free me from this fate. Tell me exactly what's going on then. It is a long and a telling, Cutter. Please bear with me. Go on. She sighs as she begins her tale. My husband died recently and left me his business. I'm not business orientated, so I decided to sell. Long afterward, I was contacted by a lender, saying a loan on the business had not been paid. She pauses to gather her thoughts. Go on. I examined all the documents my husband kept and found that there had indeed been a loan taken, but it had just recently been paid in full. I explained this to the lender, and a few days later he asked for a copy of the document. It was nowhere to be found. He looks concerned and pauses to think. Well, when I could not prove that the loan was paid, the lender took me before the court. My monies were taken and applied to the balance owed. As I did not pay off the loan, I am to be sold from the block to try and recover the remaining amount due. I don't really understand. Why sell you into slavery, though? She shrugs. That serves many purposes. First, that keeps the prisoners relatively clear of all but the vilest criminals. Good point. Second, the sale of the convicted is used to pay for any damages, costs, or fees involved in the case. Finally, the convicted still serves a sentence, for which they are eventually released. Supposedly as better citizens. Yeah, because slavery makes people so much better individually. It's all fascinating, but I don't see how I can help you. I need someone to find the missing document. One that proves the loan was paid. If you could purchase my contract, I could pay you back. I can't spend the next 5 years of my life in this ward, Cutter. Or kill me. Sure, you've noticed the illness shared by all who live here. You mean the yellow skin and the coughing? Yes, Cutter. Please, can you find it in your heart to help me? What's in it for me, honestly? I have nothing to give you, Cutter. I have lost everything. Please don't leave me to this fate. Morality, eh? Sure.
Updated my journal.
Let's at least try to start. What's the lender's name? I know his name Will Cutter. After all I have been through, I will not likely forget it. Byron Pickett is his name. His associate may be someone named Lenny. Who's this Lenny? It was a small, feral-looking man who came to court a few times. He would sit behind Pickett and whisper to him occasionally. Interesting. I remember him because he always seemed to be uncomfortable in his clothes. He would pick at them as if they were new, as if he were not used to wearing them. On one such occasion, Pickett told him to sit still and stop fidgeting. He called him Lenny. Where can I find Lenny? Not sure, actually. My husband told me that some ruffians could be found southeast of the market, near the siege tower, I believe. Where can I find Byron then? I think he can be found in or around the open-air market. Forgive me, but I'm not certain. More questions. Who do I talk to about your contract? That would be Darren the auctioneer. Surely over there. Okay, so if I want to buy you, I can do that. But you have misplaced the loan document. No, Cutter. A very meticulous person. Kept the document in a lockbox in my husband's study. It never left that room. You think the loan document could have been stolen? Don't know. Why would anyone steal that? He'd leave other valuables be. Makes little sense to me. Well, you know, maybe the lender stole the document so that you'd pay for the loan twice. You idiot. Yet that is a terrible thought. She hesitates and begins to tap her chin with her finger as she thinks. But also a most ingenious one, Cutter. This Byron Pickett does strike me as a Knight of the Post. What? A thief or a cheat, Cutter. Such are called Knights of the Post. Of the cross trade. Yeah, we heard this before, but yeah. I mean, come on. I don't know what sort of environment this woman grew up in, but lying and cheating is not that uncommon in people. So that should be probably your first idea. If you're relatively sure that you have not made a mistake yourself, the next obvious choice is that somebody is deliberately doing something. Also my personal idea would go. Also, that kind of reminds me that because I had to some work on the PC in and of itself, and I had to replace some things around my desk a bit differently. So the microphone is now standing somewhere else than usually. Do let me know if it comes out a bit worse than usual. Just in case, you know? According to the program, yes, you're getting sound, that is good, but since I can't really hear that right now, just let me know. Just let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna hear it later on when I'm actually looking at the stream and, you know, gonna take a bit of a look and hear, so to speak. More questions? Have you explained any of this to these courts you spoke of? John said, "Oh yes, Kata. I've explained my situation to many. The first women to help me." Fine, fine. You know, they say that you have to kinda do one good deed a day to, you know, get into heaven or something. And considering that this here seems to be the state between heaven and hell, I kinda don't wanna know how it's down below. Seems a bit shitty. Hmm. And I guess we could start with the lender himself. Would be the obviously first choice to ask some questions, but also like a quick save. Now then, let's see what we have here. You see a well-dressed, middle-aged man. He seems to be scanning the crowd with a practiced eye. He notices your approach and gives you a quick once-over. That sort of merchant, eh? I know that sort. To be fair, I'm kinda guilty of that myself to some degree. Kinda comes with the business. He smiles at you and gives you a barely perceptible nod. I'm Byron Pickett, moneylender. May I help you? Moneylender, you say? Yes, I cater to the needs of merchants. Want to start a business? Keep one afloat that's down on its luck? Or perhaps expand a business? In either case, you've come to me for the funds. I doubt that you're a merchant, sir, so what can I do for you? I have some questions. I want to talk to you about Trist. Yeah, Trist. Browns looks away. What about her? I'm trying to find a missing document for her. There is no missing document. That was a ruse instigated by Trist to cast doubt on a debt. It has been thoroughly investigated by the Mercy Killers. They found no evidence of any such document. Mercy Killers? Yes, a faction of fanatics dedicated to uncovering the truth in criminal cases, tending out justice. They are often used as investigators by the courts of Sigil. They're quite thorough, and they found nothing. They could have missed something. And it's a possibility, but not very likely. You obviously are not familiar with the Mercy Killers or their methods for you to make such a statement. If they could not find the document, then it does not exist. He looks at you angrily. Oh, I'm pissing him off. Yeah, someone, you know, could have stolen the document, destroyed it. That way the loan would be paid twice.
Updated my journal.
For a moment he looks as if he's about to be furious with you. Then a gloating smile crosses his face. What a terrible thought. Pity there is no proof of any such activity. Continues to smile at you. Yes, a pity. But tell me, I have Trist sold into slavery. Can't she pay you your money in the form of a loan? Yes, she could, and I did make that offer to her. However, she turned me down. I don't allow second chances. No one turns me down without suffering the consequences. No one. Oh, I think we're getting somewhere. There's some other questions. Leave. Okay.
All right.
I talk to you again. I have some questions. Now Piket Sword. They really don't like me.
Right. We need to set up Kip now.
Lenny. Guess we need to look for the next one then.
Done.
Where would that be? Probably somewhere down here. Actually, didn't we run? Yes, we did run. Look at what the cat dragged in. Hello, Lenny. I see a fair-looking young man in shoddy clothes. His eyes not about as he scans the surroundings. He notices your approach and begins eyeing you warily. Greetings. He looks you up and down and glances about. Turning his attention to you, he gives you a wicked grin. Best have a good reason for disturbing Lenny, Brooke. I have some questions. Ain't no doubt. Questions, go find one. Best push off before I have to bleed you. What have I told you Byron Pickett sent me? Stop smiling. Nexa means you. For a while. His eyes linger on your scars and he swallows slightly. The moment a frown settles on his face and he appears to be nervous. Pickett sent you. He said you could answer some questions. What question? You notice he looks rather tense. Interested in learning deceiving art. Can you teach me? Do you want to give up your current profession? Oh, that's actually interesting. You can teach me. What can you tell me about the sword? Hive, Dark Sword. Other questions about Tristan. Swallows hard and stares at you. You notice his muscles tense. So he's ready to run. He puts one hand on his hip in a nonchalant manner. But you can tell he's wound tight as a spring. Don't know what you're talking about, Burke. You best be off. Smile wickedly. You know what I'm talking about, Lenny? Byron had you steal some papers from Triss. I'm here to collect them. And the corner of one of his eyes starts to twitch. Glances at the scars that cover your body, then tries to meet your gaze. But cannot. Collect them. I destroyed the papers after I nicked them, just like Byron told me to. Really? Then why are you so nervous, Lenny? Let me guess. Byron thinks you destroyed the papers. But maybe you didn't. Maybe you kept them. A little blackmail material, perhaps? Grab him before he gets away. Just as he starts to run, you leap forward and grab him by the arm. He struggles for a moment, but cannot match your strength. Finally, he goes limp in your grasp. Alright, I did destroy them. I'll give them to you, just let me go. Why did you keep them, Lenny? Blackmail, I assume. I kept them so I could turn Stacker on our boss, Pickett, and keep Trist off the block. Blackmail my ass. Turn Stack. Yes, turn Stack. That means I was going to turn him in, betray him to the Harmonium. Why turn Stack on him? I may be a thief, but I do have some standards. I won't kill some poor sod. I won't do what Pickett did to Trist and her husband. I told your boss that what he was doing was wrong, and he laughed at me. By the by, Pickett is not my boss. You're serious? I thought what you said. Just you closely for a moment and then laughs. You gave me the peel so I'd spill the chant to you. Indeed, I lied out of my ass, quite literally. Good job, Cutter. Let's go and get the papers, Lenny. We can't. They're in the warehouse and they're not open for business right now. Rumors that there's some sort of management change going on, but I don't know if that's true. In any case, I can't get the papers. So I haven't had Trist myself, Cutter. I can't get the sodding papers. I'll look into this and get the papers myself then. Go to the warehouse and tell the clerk I'm here for a loan. I give you Trist's papers. You then tell him I gave Pickett the laugh. He give you a bonus. Ho 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 ho. What bonus? Evidence, Cutter. It'll take Pickett off the streets for a long, long time if you give it to the right person. There's someone in the Harmonium who thinks you can trust. Give it to them.
Updated my journal.
Now, think. Something is seeking up? Yes. Let's see here, Cutter. Take these as well. A gift from Lenny to help you. Well, I get some items from him, but there actually was at some point something where you could get an XP bonus. It's basically, how do we explain this nicely? How do we even explain this? Yes, good question. Basically, whenever you for the first time get into one of the new classes that you haven't been in before, you get a bonus of XP. And Originally, in the original version, Lenny is a bit bugged in that he always gives the bonus of, I think, 2000 or 2500 XP when you turn into a thief, even if you have been a thief before. But sadly, apparently,
What is your will?
this is not the case anymore. Which is kind of good because it's kind of cheaty, but, you know. Teaching, you should go 100% resume the study of weaponcraft. Can you train me? Very well. Alright, I'm a warrior again. God bless me. Now I need to re-equip all my things. Charged battle axe. Crushing. 9 crushing. Okay. Yeah, that is slashing and that is piercing. 312, 2 8. +2 armor class, stealth skill bonus. +1 to luck, +2 to armor, +1 pierce bonus, enchant +2, enchant +2. Honestly, that's 2 very, very nice bloody punch daggers I've just got there. Now, with that out of the way, we have to go to the warehouse and get ourselves a nice bit of information, evidence, and other such nonsense. Barely legible script above the entry proclaims this building to be the vault of the 9th world. I don't think that has much
I'm gone.
use here anymore. Welcome to the vaults of the 9th world. How may I serve you this fine day, Sigilian? What are you? I am the voice of the vault of the 9th world. I'm here to serve you, the customer. Instruct me what you desire. I'd like to claim something. And what is you are looking for exactly? I was told to tell you that I gave Biggage the laugh. Certainly hope so, sir, whatever that means. Just a big dumb rockhead. Here are paper, sir. And here, thank you. I do for you. That was a lot easier than I thought. Can I claim something else? I was looking for a large bag of coins. We have a bag of coins like the one you described, sir. I just need to find out a thing from you. How much in it? Somehow, this guess feels right. 1123 coins? Here you go, sir. Thanks for storing your goods at the Vault of the 9th World. Nice. Thank you, my little skull friend. Thank you very much indeed. Got a whole bag of coins out of that for no work whatsoever, apart from guessing, which is, I think, it's actually a skill check that's going on in the background. I mean, come on, if you're in a bank, in a game, isn't your first instinct to go like, I have a big bag of money stored here, just to find out what happened. Well then, greetings. Say, I have some questions, mister. Well, 1,000 greetings do I bestow on you, sir? You know, I take one look at you with my discerning eye. I see a man in the market for some healing charms. Do you have any charms? He gives you a shocked look and gazes grandly at himself. Do I, Darren, have any charms? No, sir. I do not. However, don't let that fact discourage you. I have plenty of other items for sale. Points at the rear of the auction block where a group of people stands the chains. You sell slaves? No, sir. These are indentured servants, not slaves. Very important distinction there. For the most part, they are guilty of minor crimes. The proceeds from their sale go towards paying the debt to the city. After the term of servitude, they will be free citizens once again. Well, it still kind of sounds like slavery to me. I don't concern myself with such thoughts. The task is to sell their contracts as given by the courts of Sigil. And collect a percentage for my efforts, you understand. Some questions here. I want to ask you about Trist. I have proof that she's innocent of a crime. Very sir, what about trust? Yeah, the document smells broadly. Very well, show me this evidence. Give him the document. He opens the document and quickly scans its contents. After a moment he sighs, then folds the document and puts it inside his shirt. It seems the courts owe Lady Trist an apology, sir. From the moment she is free, and I will make all the arrangements to have her statues and property returned to her.
Updated my
Thank you
journal.
very much, Darren. Oh, thank you. It's a rare individual who will do what you have done. Excuse me, I must speak with Lady Trist. Farewell. I think we have done well for once. Now then, Trist. You're my savior, Cutter. I will forever be in your debt. Don't come to me again with your problems. This was a pain in the ass. It was, to be fair, but I was happy to help you, Trist. Thank you, Cutter. Scans about positive info mode. You have saved me from certain death, Cutter. Slow, painful death. Please wait here. I shall return shortly. She turns and walks away. Alright. You see Trist approaching. She smiles and waves at you. Hello again, Cutter. Thank you for waiting. She looks about for a moment, then removes a purse from the folds of her dress. The document you have provided. The courts will restore my statues and finances. This is not much, but is a well-deserved reward for what you have done. Against your purse. Thank you, Trist. No. I thank you. Farewell, Cutter. Farewell, Trist. Honestly, if being good, or acting good, is actually giving me that much in the fuck way of money, then honestly, I can get through life with that very well. Now then, excuse me. I have some questions. He doesn't seem to want to talk to me about. Understanding. How do I get him arrested though?
Done.
Hey, would you mind if I... Okay, let's find out if say...
We need to say up
Forced
Kip
it.
now.
Opened.
Well, apparently the merchants here are very bad merchants. Because they don't really care if I steal stuff from them. You see a pretty young woman wearing simple clothes. She wanders about the market and examines everything. She does not make any purchases. You notice that people seem to be avoiding her, but they try not to make it obvious. She pleasures you a warm smile as you approach. Greetings. Hello, I'm Karina. It's a pleasure to meet you, Cutter. She continues to smile and waits for a response. I have some questions. She nods her head. Alright, what do you want to know? Where can I buy weapons? She smiles and points at one of the counters. Anze over there sells weapons. All kinds of weapons. Are you a warrior? Silly of me. Of course you are. I mean, how could you not be with all those scars? Oh, I'm sorry. Shouldn't mention those. You're not sensitive about them, are you? Yeah, no, I've gotten used to them. She looks relieved. God, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings or anyone else's for that matter. You just have to be careful what you say to someone, you know. I mean, people are different, but you never know. What may offend one person may not offend another, so... Anyway, she pauses for a breath and smiles at you. Oh boy. Why can't I buy some magic? She smiles and points at one of the counters. Alec over there sells magic things. Are you a mage? You don't look like one, but I guess looks can be rather deceiving. I don't know what a mage really looks like, now that I think about it, do you? Yes, they wear robes with funny symbols and a pointy hat. Really? That's good to know. I mean, mages scare me, so I want to know what they look like. Guess it's all that power they have, and they can do really incredible things and all, but don't know what they look like. Warriors and priests and you know, the powerful people just look powerful with all that stuff they carry around that says they're powerful people, but not mages. You really like to talk, don't you? She shuffles her feet and looks embarrassed. Yeah, well, I've been told that I probably talk a bit too much, and, well, people tend to avoid me, and I don't really have any friends or male friends courting me. Sometimes I get lonely. Her voice gets lower and lower till she finally is silent. She tries to go down to the feet. Well, well, honestly, I don't think you're a bad person. It's fucking hard, you know. Yes, she's talking a fuck ton, and honestly, she's gonna get annoyed soon. But yet alone is not enough to make you a bad person. I kinda don't feel like pushing you down for that alone. It's a bit less. You know what? No, I don't think you're a bad person, Karina. I happen to like you.
Updated my journal.
Nice, I get 2,000 experience for killing somebody that I think they're nice. It gives you a hopeful look. Really? Thank you so much. I don't know your name. Well, that's a problem. Let's go with the usual of I'm a Dan. Thank you, Dan. It's nice to know a friend. Isn't it nice? Now, which of the guards, these are, by the way, the Harmonium guards. I'm looking for name it once. Actually, since we're here and we have a merchant right in front of us, we could maybe potentially do some... Do you fucking sell anything? Yeah. I mean, do you allow me to sell anything? Yes, you do. You would buy my magic. Okay, then. Now, the problem is here, I would actually like to learn all of my magic, but I can't. But I'm not a mage. Not any longer. I guess I'm probably better off saving things for the moment. And that is okay, that is okay. Why do I still have that? Why do I still have so much stuff lying around? I do kinda need to identify though some things. Can you do that for me? Do you identify things? Yes, you do, but not the things I have. Hello, Anzi. Oh shit, I am really trying to walk all the way around. Yes, you are trying to walk all the way around. Ah, the Grimoire of Pestilential Thought. That thing is absolute evil. There's only one reason why I personally hate that thing like the plague, and that is because it is actually... I mean, I have nothing against evil books, mind you. But one of its jobs kinda is like, yeah, I want you to sell one of your companions into slavery. And that's where it's like, okay, going a bit farther book. And the next one is like, I kinda want you to kill one of your companions. Yeah, and I get why I'm going with this, yes? You know how much obsession I have with my companions, usually, most of the time.
Yeah?
That book is basically the antithesis to me. How
Alright.
did you manage to slip in there? Slip out there again, please. I think it is actually Corvus who we can talk to. See, a tall man in plate armor. The armor is of unusual construction, with spikes flaring from the shoulders, elbows, and forearms. He nods at your approach, but in his eyes wander about the market. Good day, citizen. I'm Guard Corvus. Greetings. How may I help you, citizen? He gives you a friendly look, but glances over your shoulder. Asks a question. He nods to you. I will help you if I can, citizen. He looks about the market expectantly. Let's see what he's looking at. He glance over his shoulder and see Karina wandering nearby. Corvus seems to have his eye locked on her as she wanders about. Her name is Karina. He snaps his attention back to you. I beg your pardon. You know her, citizen. The voice of an angel, and such a pretty young thing. Yes, and she's also lonely. I certainly would welcome the company of a gentleman.
Updated my journal.
Nice. He glances at you, then back at Karina. Excuse me for a moment, citizen. He steps around you and heads towards Karina. Right in middle of duty, he's like, excuse me for a moment, citizen. Hold your position. I just need to get myself a date. Corvus returns to you and smiles brightly. Thank you, friend. A wonderful young lady. She looks a little glassy-eyed.
You know,
Very
I've learned some
well.
new tricks.
Okay, if I now go back, where is she? Where is she? There are too many people. Wait, where you hiding? There you hiding. What is approaching me? It's a happy smile. Hello again! Thank you so much, Kata. I'm so grateful for what you did. What did I do? He sent covers my way. No, because he told me so. He was afraid to approach me. Thought I had a list of suitors. Well, let me just say thank you. She gives you a hug. Welcome, Corina. I wish the toe of your happiness. Thank you, Kata. I hope you find happiness in your life as well. That is rather debatable. I don't think I'm going to find much happiness in my life. Oh god, he helped. No, go away, kitty. Hey, the fuck are you? If at this fucking time. Yeah. Is there anything else we wanna do inside the market? Actually, no, I think yes, there is something else I want to do in the market. Question is, where is that one? Because I actually think the guy you need to talk to get access to the siege tower, is it Laszlo? I think it is. You see a young boy with pale yellow skin. His clothes are dirty, in need of mending. Currently he is tending a furnace. Greetings, salutations and all of the good nonsense. Turns and gives a half smile as he sets down his work. Heal! Do you need some help? Yes, I need some help to get rid of a kitty. Bad kitty. Never start doing anything around here, because if Kitty gets disturbed, his whole rhythm gets thrown out of the window. I have questions. Aye, I'd be pleased to help you if you could. The boy looks grateful not to be toiling over the furnace. What it is I can answer for ye. What is this place? He glances around. This is the open air market. Doesn't seem much like an open air market because you're in a building. But alas, Lotterboys and sellers come here to set up their kip for the day. Been here for a good time. Been working here for a while under the eye of Madar. Looks a little distant. One day I could be running his stall, I could. Ah, ambition, eh, boy? What is it that you do here? He points proudly at the furnace. The furnace, it's used, he shrugs his shoulders. I don't know what it's used for, but Madar says it's important to keep it stoked and burning bright. Rips red from his brow and glances around. That's, honestly, I couldn't do that. I mean, to some degree, yes. If somebody's like, okay, your job is put stuff in there so it keeps burning, I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'm gonna do it. But after, you know, a while, that's gonna get very unsatisfactory. Is your father one of the merchants here? He nods. Anze is his name. That's my last stall over there. He's at the stall to the right of the furnace. If he doesn't have what you need, he might be able to point you to it. What kinds of goods are available? There's many things to be had. Food, drink, magic, weapons. I'm looking to buy some supplies, maybe. Can you tell me about this ward? Why, they see the lower ward. Common folk live here. Like me and Madar. His eyes widen a bit and he looks excited. You know why it's called the lower ward? No. Tell me, boy, why is it called the lower ward? Well, as is reckoned, the ward's got a mess of portals to the lower planes all riddled through it like cheese. So it does. So I suppose that's why the name stuck. Okay, reasonable. He smiles proudly. Why are there so many lower plane portals here? It's a mystery to your career. I'm sure if there's a reason for the portals as much as your circumstances. We ladies will... Could just be chance, suppose. Shrugs again, doesn't care much. Simple-minded. Good guy. No any creatures ever come out of these portals. His eyes grow a little wider. Aye, they do. Most of them, yes, sopping through. Fellows never seen looks worried. You look nervous. You've seen this yourself. Aye, I've seen it. Pauses and swallows again. It was just last week or so. I saw a couple Abishai come through a portal. Or some lower Batezo, I think. They talked a good bit, and then one of them went back through. Once the state is still there. What was they talking about? Didn't for sure. To me it was hissing and such, but I think it was talking about the tower.
Updated my journal.
Yeah, the one of the strangest sights to be in the ward. No one really knows how long that scarred old tower has been around. Can't get into it, you know. Boarded up tighter than a chest belt. Curious to know what's in there, thinks someone. Do you wish it was Girsi toward the portal? With a key, I bet. What key? Key to the portal that leads into the tower. Every portal has a key that opens it to somewhere. Give me a gesture, an item, or even a thought. Many tried hard to get into the tower. No matter how you try, you fail. Maybe the secret to getting in is not want to
Updated
get
my
in.
journal.
Juno cutter. Maybe. Tell me where the
Updated
portal is
my journal.
located. There's a drawbridge-like contraption back of the tower, east of the market. That's where it is. That is the information I'm looking for. Nice. Also, I think there's actually one more. What can you tell me about the city of Sigil? Year of Pain is the law, the rest of us mostly try and bang out a living under her shadow. He barked and laughed and coughed. What can you tell me about the Lady of Pain? Don't know much about her. She keeps the powers out of Sigil, keeps the fiends out, and talks and deals with nobody. Except maybe the Dagus. She'll pin you in the dead book damned quick if you worship her. But try and hurt Sigil. Her face and the blade surrounding it would be the last you'd see. Interesting. The mention of her face surrounded by blades. A memory forced itself into your consciousness. For a moment you are standing in a darkened alley, breathing heavily. Approaching you in the darkness is an uncannily beautiful woman, her face shrouded in blades and with cold eyes. Suddenly, memory fades and you're talking with the lad once more. Let's not think about the implications here. Namely that I have at some point partly pissed off the lady enough that she came and personally hunted us down into a alley. Yeah. Not good, to put it mildly. Kinda thinking I'm missing something. But here, I think there should also be someone here. One of the shops who you can talk to, so that good old Morty can learn a few more taunts, because, well, it's basically his whole life essence to learn the most insulting language in all of Sigil.
Right. We need to set up Kip now.
Hey, are you the one? This rotund woman, complete with shrewish eyes and a nasal voice, breathes out. Now what do we have here? Customer. Do you mind I spy a customer? The diminutive man replies, of course you I spy a customer. They see a customer all the time. Customers on the street. We have no customers. We will never have customers. It is useless and for long talk for... He pauses as his eyes line on you. Mika, we have a customer. That's what I've been saying to you, she lowers her voice and turns it on. I'm in such a bad position right now. My Norden is dead and my fall from grace is... That sounds somewhat horrible. Why is your Norden dead? Oh, why the fuck is your fall from grace only level 8? That leaves many questions, which also does not answer the question where in the fuck in the story actually are you. You should be quite a bit farther than me, shouldn't you be? Also, good evening. And all of that. But yeah, that does not sound much pleasant, to put it mildly. Who is he? He's Broker. He's my husband of 20-some years. Ah, fighting Ravel. Yeah, that is one hack you don't really want to fight unprepared. Or being unlucky. Or just generally nonsense. That fight can go wrong very fast. I'm just very happy that it's still quite a while away from me. Certainly does make it hard to believe. All those changes thrown away. I could have been having the time of my life. To be sure, goats on the farm. Miss your tender ministrations. Broker puzzles, and the two of them fall into what sounds like the latest in a long series of arguments. Tensions are entirely devoted to each other, and they ignore you. Yeah, well, the two of them are in a heated argument. They ignore you entirely as the words slowly fill the air in the shop. Just come back later then.
New taunts, alright.
Yeah, they can indeed teach you a thing or two, Morty. I believe so. I did it, I was well prepared. Sounds so nice. Yeah, for fuck's sake, kitty, go away. Jesus Christ, yeah? Can't I do one thing different for once without you getting all active? Oh, that is good. And I guess then, rinse and repeat. Sure, you have most definitively followed the most basic of rules to ever been and saved profoundly beforehand. Oh, also what do we have here? No, he has followed. Thank you very much. Ludley. Interesting name. I appreciate it very much. And yes, I still hope that you have, because you only have two options, basically you can reload a save game and try again, or you should just take that result and be like, oh shit, that the rest of the journey is going to be a pain in the ass. And really, can you live with yourself with having it, well, you know, not a dead? I would kinda miss that.
The Force did.
Like, I don't even have that in my team yet, and I would miss that. Rags. It was nice to have some rags. And what else? Where have we not been? We were here, here, here we were, there we were, there we were. There we can go, technically speaking. And the coffin maker. Yes, yes,
All
yes.
right.
Let us go to the coffin maker too. Risk life and limb and all of that. I have a zombie. I see a zombie right then fuck in front of me. Why do people have stuff everywhere? I don't get it. Then again, I don't complain, mind you. It means more free stuff for me, so I'm all happy with that. Whoop. The only good thing is nobody is really bothered with me taking all of this stuff. They're just like, well, that's just how it is with those strange people. Then again, if somebody like, you know, a massively muscular man full of scars that would kill a normal person twice, and twice more over, yeah, I would probably also not complain overly much if he takes some coppers out of one of my, you know, coffins. Just for the fact that he might have a small temper. You see a tall, slender man with glassy-eyed expression. He seems engrossed in some tale that the shopkeeper is relating. Occasionally he nods his head, but makes no comments of his own. Greetings. The man turns slightly at your greeting, just enough to acknowledge your presence. You notice that he's a little pale of complexion and rather gaunt-looking, giving you a blank stare. The shopkeeper does not seem to notice any of this and continues with his stream of useless prattle. Are you alright? Man continues to stare at you and slowly nods. You wait for any further response, but he says nothing, only stares. You want to turn away in frustration when you think you notice a strange musty odor about the man. Step closer and sniff. That seems very rude. Sure. You lean in and sniff at the man, unsure what you will find. As you do, musty odor fills your senses. An odor you recognize from a time in the mortuary. It is the smell of dead flesh preserved by magic. Heh, you're a zombie, aren't ya? The creature continues to stare at you blankly, slowly, as if with great effort. He begins to reply to you. Only your speak with dead power makes him understandable. Yes, I am Dimtree. It's an interesting name. So why the fuck are you here, Mr. Dimtree? Mr. Zombie? Dimtree slowly glances at the shopkeeper. It makes a feeble gesture toward him. Seeing this as a sign of interest, the shopkeeper redoubles his efforts in telling whatever tale he is retailing to the poor creature. Dimtree looks at you again. Memories. He talks. Memories. Never stops. Wanders town. Knows master. Knows everyone. Master. Great Dimtree. Tells Dimtree. Talk memories. No memory stains shop. Master happy. Town happy. Dimtree sad. Hazard fight! Yay! I have to fight at 8 slavers and I can't use any of my good spells that will kill the person I need to save. Wait, that oh boy, that sounds fun. That sounds really fun. Honestly, it might just be my personal opinion, but there's an option to, to A, hammer your head against an obstacle that is clearly not willing to give way, or do something about it. I would probably advise do something about it. Then again, I do kinda get that. I can also get somewhat stubborn sometimes. Unreasonably stubborn? Yes, can happen. Sometimes. Not the nicest feeling. But oh boy. You're really in for the whole fun experience, aren't you? Absolutely. 7 here I can do to help you, little dim tree. But fire and ice, which will pretty much insta-kill them. Yeah. That's a bit of a problem. Just a small problem. Like, the size of a fucking iceberg. Anything better? Honestly, I've played too little too long ago to give you more solid advice here. Apart from, the obvious, save hold. And you play something different once in a while to get your blood pressure down again. Because that sounds like it would rise fast. The creature pauses, then resumes his slow speech with you. You can almost detect a pleading tone in his voice. Yes. Kind master. Sebastian. Ask him release me. Please. He turns his attention to Emery's momentarily. Please. Oh boy. Why don't you just put you out of your misery? Barely shakes his head at you. No. Master, revive. Must ask Master. Sebastian. Please. Oh boy. I mean, honestly, I don't really want to just let him sit here and suffer for eternity. That seems cruel and unusual in many, many, many ways. Shoot him 3. I'll see what I can do for you.
My journal.
You can almost sense a feeling of relief emanating from the zombie. Tree. Thank you, friend. Hey, favorite companion. Honestly, yeah. Kinda hard. I do like A Fall from Grace. It's interesting. But then again,
we need to say
there's Mortar. And Mortar is just... honestly, I'm kind of between Fall from Grace or Mortar.
Done.
Mortar because, well, he's Mortar. What can you say? He's a lying son of a bitch, sure, but he's at least funny about it most of the time. If he's not, screwing you over by not telling you important things. And I do like Fall from Grace. Then again, most of the companions are pretty damn good, so honestly, yeah. Not like I have a least favorite, I mean, technically speaking, I guess you could say that here Darkon is one of my least favorite because of the way he speaks, but that is pretty much all. Like, I'm getting annoyed if I have to read his speech for the whole fucking time. Yeah, let me give you a nice little example.
What is your will?
I have some question about this array. Can you tell me of the people again? No, this and accepted is an answer. We are the people who make a home upon the shifting plane of limbo. Well, he isn't, generally speaking, not the toughest. He gets a lot tougher when you actually... he gets a lot better when you actually go through the whole circles. You can get the whole circle going. Then you, technically speaking, get a somewhat decent fight out of him. Not bad. I mean, look at my little... That's not right, my little Darkon. He gets a lot of cool stuff out of that, a lot of bony, and then he kind of ends up decent. Also, his blade is decent because... well, yeah. That's nice. Yeah, the only thing really is a problem with is the fact that he is not very healthy. And not really a tank, not a frontliner. Damage dealer, sure. Mortar best tank, Mortar definitively best tank. There's not even a debate here. Actually, we kinda forgot to talk to The guy who was talking the whole time while we were sitting there, didn't we? Kinda forgot that. Imagine being the shopkeeper. Somebody comes in, talks to your only customer at the moment, goes out again and completely ignores you. I'd be kind of pissed off at this point. But yes, mortar-based tank, there's not even a debate. Oh boy, you see a rugged-looking, square-jawed man. He turns to you with a wide smile. Oh, you cutter, good day to you, good day indeed. Looks at you for a second, then jets his hand out to shake yours. Shake his hand. Greetings. Salutations, all the good things. I'm not very far into the game. I just got pressed. It's my first playthrough. Ah, the first one. Ah, that's the best one. Honestly, the first playthrough of every game is usually the best one, because everything is new and interesting and cool. Technically speaking, this is my second playthrough only, because I don't know why. I played this game in the past, really enjoyed it, and I never got around to playing it again. And I don't know why. Honestly, no matter how much I ask that question, I never come to any conclusion. It's just like, I don't know. But it is still as enjoyable as I remembered. There's a lot of cool stuff around, and stuff that you don't really see often, like the main character that is quite willing and able to bite his own finger off to put another one there, or, you know, remove an eye, put another one in. There's some really fucked up shit in here, but it's great. It's absolutely great. Humbry is at your service, member of the Harmonium and the Fashion of Fine Coffins for the recently departed. Wink wink. Modern wizard at all. Yeah, I know there are some really nasty encounters in the game. That can be really annoying. Honestly, what I did for my first playthrough, and honestly, yeah, don't blame people for doing that. If you're really running your head smack dab into a wall and you can't fucking get through it, hey, take a break until you get it done, or B, really just lower the difficulty for once. You know, you can always do a second playthrough with more experience and better equipment and knowledge of where to get stuff. And make things a lot easier. For me, I don't remember shit. I vaguely remember what to do, in what order. And yeah, that's basically it. And I'm not above making it a bit easier on myself. Rarely, but I do. I think I know you. Do I not? Let me see if I can place it. Sharp of names I was in the Harmonium. Let me tell you, everyone on the entire watch. Lie. My name is Adan. Oh, he snaps his fingers. Oh, of course, Adan. I knew I recognized you. Anyway, you require my services. That is you, and smiles, seeing the opportunity for a joke at your expense. Seems to me, sir, that you're one of the desperate need of a coffin. And soon, he improves with his wit. You're so funny. It's so funny I want to shoot myself in the head, but the problem is, you would probably put me into a coffin and I would rise. Later. I must be going. Farewell. Not that guy. Do I want to... do I actually want to do anything else with you? What can I ask you? Who's your friend here? Dimtree. He shrugs like he hadn't considered the fellow before. Quite doesn't say much. Do you, Dimtree? Dimtree doesn't respond, but simply gives the same blank expression. A few seconds later, he nods. Shrugs, turns back to you. Wandered in one day a few weeks back. Been a regular ever since. He doesn't bother anything, but he doesn't cause any trouble, so I let him stay. Seems harmless enough. You see, when I was serving the Harmonium, part of our work was to take people under our wing. Give them, you know, little shelter from the chaos of the streets. Get him spruced up. The fact that you're not realizing that there's actually just a zombie is, interesting. You don't know he's a zombie, don't you? He frowns. Answered at Dimtree and back at you. What nonsense are you rattling on about? Dimtree's no zombie. Sure, he may be quiet and doesn't move much, but it's just because he's a good listener. Yeah, sure. Punch Dimtree. I don't want to punch the Dimtree. I think he's suffering more than enough. I don't really want to punch him. Poor zombie is suffering there, and you're like, boop. Right in the jaw. Jaw falls off. Well, shit. That could actually happen, you know. I don't know how old he is. Just leading there. Must be going.
All right.
Here, Father, can you tell me more? Well, he disappeared some time ago, so I can only assume that he's dead. Where did you hear this? I don't recall. You say he disappeared? Oh yes, many, many years ago. My father was a talented stonemason. He didn't only construct sarcophagi, but he also quite skilled in tomb design. Oh. From across sigil, it begins to fade around you as a memory tugs at your consciousness, like, hello, I'm here, let me in. Relax and try to remember.
Updated my journal.
You find yourself standing in this very shop, talking with an older man. A child sits in the corner and plays. On the counter between you and the shopkeeper is a set of plans. He seems to be explaining some intricacies with the construction of a tomb. Your vision fades as you try to examine the details of the plans. When your sight returns, you're standing in a cavern in front of a tomb. Above the entry you see the slogan, "Engineered for Eternity," clearly carved in the stone. The shopkeeper is standing next to you, a broad smile on his face. He gestures to you and begins to walk into the tomb. You quickly match his pace from behind and draw your blade. You find yourself back in Harry's shop. He's looking at you with some concern. Are you well, sir? Well, yes, I'm feeling well. Probably a lot more well than your father, who I most probably potentially just murdered in my tomb that I had him build for me. Oops. That's not the kind of memory you want to have in mid-conversation, like, maybe one of my previous incantations kinda murdered your father, but let's not go too deeply in there. Oh well. Yeah, can you actually get me information about the tomb? He simply vanished one day, leaving most of his commissions unfinished. Most embarrassing. Took a long while to get out of the debt caused by his disappearance, and to an extent I'm still settling various accounts. Still have a certain aptitude for the work, and sighs lightly and gets a faraway look in his eyes. Go on. Hey, sorry, I was thinking. My father's disappearance was the reason I joined the Harmonium. Left it later on. At first I had a burning desire to find out what happened to him. Later I felt a certain obligation to continue his life's work. I never found the answers I sought. Quite the mystery as to what happened. Did your father perchance keep any of the plans for the tombs he built? Winks. Nice. Noise coffee. Yes, he did. After I came of age and inherited the business, I went through all of his records. They were quite extensive. Why do you ask? Say if I were to describe a certain tomb to you, could you tell me if that was your father's work? He frowns in thought and then shrugs. I can but try. My harmonium training has blessed me with a sharp memory. I should be able to recognize my father's work if you give me enough details. I'll describe the tomb from memory then. He thinks for some time. There's little doubt that the tomb you describe is my father's work. The slogan you mentioned has been the family trademark for several generations. The person gives you a strange look. This tomb, where is it located? Do I want to tell him this? If I describe the location in detail, surprising yourself with the knowledge you have of the area. Armus watches you with a concerned look. Odd, I don't recall anything in the family records that would even have permitted him to construct a tomb there. The dustmen are very careful about building rights and real estate, especially beneath the streets of Sigil. It's not really surprising, considering that the dustmen deal with the dead, and they kinda getting boned by Herod. Well, not any longer because Herod is dead now, but because he also did not give much shit about, you know, real estate, property, and other such nonsense. And you recognize the location? He nods enthusiastically. Oh yes, sounds like the Round Nation catacombs to me. Never been there myself, but I've heard the area described many a time in my years in Harmonium. Actually right. Did you know if your father kept the plans for that too? Yes, the warehouse where I store my goods handles my business documents as well. Anyway, they are having internal problems of some sort. New management or some such nonsense. I haven't been able to replenish my stock of late, and I doubt I could retrieve any paperwork from them either. The Harmonium would never let things get as out of hand as to cause distress to its customers. His voice fades away as he thinks, and then he looks at you. Perhaps you would look into the matter for me. The warehouse, you say? Yes, the warehouse is having some internal problems, quotation marks, or some sort. Whatever that means. I can't get any stock from them until the matter is cleared up. The harmonium would never let things go out of hand. Yes, you already said it. If I want to plans, I really don't have much of a chance now, do I? These are do or die.
Updated my journal.
Excellent. If you deal with this issue satisfactorily, I may have your plans for free. He gets that lecture look on his face again. May not seem like sufficient payment. But let me tell you about the difficulty involved in creating those plans. No, thank you very much. I'll just get started right away. Oh boy. Some people just really like to talk. Girl died. Fuck it, I'm not finished. Yeah. You know. This is precisely what I mean when I'm saying, like, sometimes running your head against the wall is not the solution you're looking for. Sometimes you need another solution. What do we want to do first, though? I kind of want to talk to Sebastian a bit about a certain zombie.
Right. We need to set up Kip now.
Also, that reminds me, you leveled up, didn't you? Yes, you did. You get no points, sadly enough. Do level up, little Anna. We need you to be strong. And again, she is a fighter thief. That is, I do kind of love it that it's still the same system, basically as at Baldur's Gate. A fighter thief is always a superior choice. To a
Stairs making my skull itch.
All right.
just a thief. Seriously, poor lordly, do not ram your head against that wall forever. It is not helping. And honestly, I would really like to give you some advice here, but quite literally cannot. I don't remember enough about that particular nonsense. I do remember some very nasty situations, but if you were to ask me how to solve them, I'd be like, don't remember. It's been years. Technically speaking, I think a decade or more since I last played through this, so my memory is a bit fuzzy on the more intricate details of any fighting. Oh boy, I'm looking forward to coming to that again. Good day, Cutter. How may I help you? Actually, I want to talk about Dimtree. Just at you for a mountain size. What about Dimtree, Cutter? He wants to be released from his curse. Gives you a surprised look, then waves you off. I find that hard to believe, Cutter. Dimtree doesn't have the mental power to desire anything. He frowns for a moment. Did that idiot Hammer's put you up to this? Think about it. Sebastian, Hammer's doesn't know Dimtree is a zombie, let alone who created him. Right? He sighs and seems to be deep in thought. Yes, you're right, of course. Hammer's could not have sent you. Yes, poor Dimtree is more aware than I intended. It's on me for my stupidity. So, when you release him? He looks at you for a moment, with conflicting emotions crossing his face. He sighs and throws his arms up in expiration. I cannot. Sorry. Gives you a pleading look. I want to, mind you, but I cannot. I fulfilled a contract by creating Dimtree and I cannot break it, right or wrong. I am a man of my word. My reputation demands it. Ooh, yeah, that's the sort of situation. Honestly, I'm a businessman myself, and no matter how much times change, I can tell you, your word is very, very important. If you have a reputation for breaking your word, business is going to be very much going to become difficult. And so I can absolutely understand someone to be a bit in a pickle if you would have to break your word. Oh, it's a nasty situation. Turns I need to give a rat's ass for God. Okay, I understand your dilemma. I really, really do. And I agree with you. Could I release him instead? That would be difficult. He turns begins to look through a nearby box. At the moment he moves a book which he sets down in front of you. First, you'd have to have some magical aptitude. Second, you'd have to be able to properly speak the words you find on page 23 of this book. But you're totally not going to show me. Last, you'd have to touch Dimtree just as you feel the power of the words culminate within you. Turns his back on you and rummages through another box. I couldn't allow you to read that book, however. It'd be tantamount to me breaking my word through the actions of another. Continues poking through the box, ignoring you. Read the book and leave.
Updated my journal.
Honestly, yeah, that's the sort of fallback you have to kinda use sometimes. It's not nice, it's not gentlemanly, but it fucking works, and that is the whole point of the exercise. Everybody knows that. There has to be some playroom. Now then, we know the book, we should potentially be able to do this now. Let's try it then, shall we? Dim Tree turns to face you slightly as you approach. You can feel a sense of expectation in the air about him. You, Master, Dim Tree, release. Yes, Dim Tree, I know how to release you now. Dim Tree turns to face you and gestures toward you. Please, friend. Speak the word Sebastian did not teach me at all. He completely only, never, ever, in any way, shape or form, directly or indirectly, gave me access to this knowledge, and I will absolutely claim that that has never in any form, shape, or anything else happened. He's as innocent as most innocent being you can imagine. A freshly born babe or something. In this matter. You pause to gather your thoughts, and then carefully speak the words you have picked up somewhere along the road. Nice coincidence there. You then reach out and touch Dim Tree lightly on the forehead. Rest well, Dim Tree.
Updated my journal.
That was the exact moment he died. With a sigh, the zombie collapses at your feet. You think you hear a fleeting "thank you, friend," as he falls to the ground. Boop. Honestly, that is probably for the best.
Done.
That poor zombie had to suffer so much. She's like, good to see you again. Have you dealt with the situation? No, but you don't seem of worse for wear, even though I just murdered your one and only
Alright.
customer slash conversation partner. Okay. Oh well, oh well, oh well. Now then, warehouse. Oh right, actually no, we can potentially, technically speaking, try to get into the siege tower, can we not? Frankly, actually, yes, we can. We have. Yes, we have talked to him, so we should be potentially able to do so. Where the fuck? Here, I think. You approach the location of the portal that the boy, Laszlo, spoke of. Begin to replay your conversation with him in your head. Maybe the secret to getting in is to not want to get in, you hear yourself say. Suppress any desire to enter the tower. I shall not enter the tower. The portal has opened. I'm a genius. Can I save my game now? Yes, quick save works. That is good. Hello, you. Jesus Christ. I had forgotten your existence. I really had forgotten your existence. And that is really not what you expect to find inside a siege tower. Whatever you're hammering, I'm fucking glad that you're not hammering me at this point. You see an iron creature. Its size is staggering. If it stood full height, it would shatter the roof of the siege tower. Thundering echoes riddle the walkway as the creature hammers away on its forge, and the smell of soot and ash fills the air. And, of course, the nameless one is like, "Greetings, salutations, great creature. It's me, your friendly neighborhood nameless person."
Updated my journal.
He really doesn't know any fear, now does he? I mean, I guess that kinda comes with the whole immortality thing. If you can't die, you're probably gonna be very much fearless after a while, like, what do I care? Let him hammer me, I'm just gonna come back. There is the screaming of metal on metal. As the giant turns to face you, you suddenly realize the golem is built into the siege tower itself. Girders, pipes, and huge braces run through its lower torso and into the walls, and the bottom portion of its body makes up the forge itself. What are you? Huh? I am iron, given purpose. And I'm not going to scream because I had to reposition my microphone. And I don't know how my microphone is now going to react when I actually started talking too loud. I don't want to blow out anyone's poor ears. Maybe need those in the future. What purpose? I forge the implements by which the multiverse will be unmade. That sounds like an interesting sort of siege weapon. I mean, it's basically a siege tower, so yeah. Weapons to unmade things is probably reasonable. You mean forging weapons? That's your purpose. Metal is like flesh. Both carry potential in their veins. When tempered with heat and pressure, potential surface. My purpose is to bring forth this potential. Allow it expression. Okay, yeah, but you know, a weapon by itself is not really dangerous. I mean, the most obvious example is a pistol. A pistol by itself is not going to do much. So what and who do you make those weapons for? I forged them for the sake of entropy. They are pain-seeking expression. What does entropy need weapons for? Beyond this tower, order rallies its legions. The multiverse heals its wounds. In time, its strength might equal entropy. Is that a problem? The multiverse is your enemy. Why?
Updated my journal.
Multiverse breezes, it grows, it stagnates. It forges its change around the planes link by link. In time, even entropy may be changed. And you're opposed to changing entropy. The thing seals itself against its own destruction. Rarely dies a different death. Sick to death, you seem to offer as violent and senseless without meaning. So you're saying immortality is just a different kind of death then? Mortality is only a word. All that exists can die. That means you're saying that you could forge a weapon that could kill an immortal? Every living thing has a weapon against which it has no defense. Time, disease, iron, guilt. Technically speaking, yes, true, but those are not really weapons in the most practical sense. I mean, sure, you can say that time is the greatest of all weapons, because if you just wait long enough, everything will fall to dust. That's not really a good tactic, though. It's like, my enemy has a fortress. How am I going to beat said fortress? Not through armies or soldiers, I'm just going to sit in front of this and wait. Time's going to take care of it. Surely. Given a few hundreds of years. So how do you know what weapon to use? One must know the enemy to force such a weapon. But how do I do that? Start with a fragment of the enemy, a drop of blood, a crystallized sword, one of its hopes. All of those things tell the way it can die. What if your enemy strikes from a distance, from shadows, or shows itself? Then, that is the fragment of the enemy you must use. How? Actions of your enemy have told you much. Your enemy does not wish to engage you directly. That is a weakness. Or for some reason it cannot engage me directly. This is an equal possibility. Neither possibility revealed weakness. How do I exploit that? Yes, the action of your enemy have told you that it does not wish to engage you directly. It is indeed a weakness, but how do I exploit that?
Updated my journal.
If the enemy does not wish to confront you directly, deny its wish. Take the battle to the enemy. And if the reason it can't attack me directly because it has no choice,
Updated my journal.
it is not allowed to confront you directly, find the reason. The reason will be a weakness. You said immortality was just a word, that all that lives can die. Could you make a weapon that could kill me? Yes. That's the first time anybody has actually shown potential for that. Really? How? You would need a drop of your blood. That is all. Very well. The tool of your destruction has been forged and educated. It is not enough. What do you
Updated
mean?
my journal.
The magics that keep your heart beating and mend your flesh are strong. You must sink the blade into your body only within a shell, where you are cut off from the planes. Why? Reason is not known to me. Yet both the weapon and the place are necessary for your destruction. Where would I find such a shell that separated me from the planes? That is not known to me. Well, very helpful. I had another question. What else can we ask? I mean, I just got the weapon. Technically speaking, now I have a weapon that can kill an immortal. The problem is, as long as I'm connected to the planes, I'm just gonna come back. Again. So, we also need a special place. Do we want to talk about... Actually speaking, since he's making weapons, can you tell me more of what you do with weapons? Metal is like flesh, we already read it. Why do you do this? Can you do anything with my weapons? Show me what you have brought. I will study its potential and see if pain can be given a punishment. Ah, you have a store! Yeah, Blade of the Immortal. That's something. It's also not something you find every bloody day. Let's identify that, just shits and giggles. It's actually something that is in the older systems still present. It's actually something I tend to do in Baldur's Gate because I know where all of the equipment is, at least in the first Baldur's Gate. I don't identify the items, I just go by what they are and where I found them, but I'm like, okay, so this is the two-handed sword that is good against spider enemies, against the whole netting thing. And my characters can use them. My characters don't care if they are identified or not. And it's something I find really, really useful, because what is actually stopping you? Okay, it is an unidentified magical item. You don't know what magic is actually applied to that weapon. Does that mean you can't just keep, you know, take the sword hilt and wield it? Of course you can. Nothing is stopping you. Other games are totally like, hey, you wouldn't do that. Oh no, I would do that. I would totally do that. Have you heard of the night hag named Ravel? The night hag sought to sunder the city. Her greatest works were those of unmaking. She walked the path of entropy. Do you know what happened to her?
Updated my journal.
Orders had chains about her. She was cast within a cage. Do you know then where the cage is? The prison is unknown to me. There are many things that are unknown to you, my friend. I mean, it could be because you're kind of sitting inside the siege tower for God knows how long. What is this place? This tower is a siege engine. It exists to breach the walls between planes. Breach planes.
Updated my journal.
The tower anchors itself upon a plane. A wound is torn in the multiverse when the bridge of the tower opens. Legions may pass from one plane to the other through the tower. The plane has served entropy's purpose. The tower anchors itself again. What happened to the legions that have used the tower? Entropy has made them. And what happened to the planes the siege tower invaded? Entropy has made them. I see. It kinda seems unproductive to be a soldier for entropy then, isn't it? You are part of the legion, you storm the plane gets destroyed, you get destroyed, everything is returned to entropy. Well, great. I have won exactly nothing. Suddenly order sounds a lot more reasonable, for some reason. If the siege tower can. The tower is trapped in the city. The city is a cage that it cannot breach. Okay. How did the siege tower get into the city in the first place? One time the tower laid siege to the plains. How I was brought here is not known to me. How my escape is not known to me. How can it actually do that? The plane would torn. Okay, other questions? You are still doing, well, yeah, the same. Tell me about weapons. Can you do anything with my weapons? Have you heard? Perhaps another day. I mean, there's quite literally nothing else I can talk with him about. Alright, I cannot drop something because my inventory is full. Who has all the good stuff? Let's sell the angle as I. +1 to armor class versus missile attacks, -1 armor class versus crushing attacks, +10 detect trap skill bonus. Seems powerful. Only one Hive when inserted in an empty eye socket facing inwards, its power awakens. This doesn't sound nice at all. Stinger earring, +2 to armor, +2 for piercing attacks. What actually gives me that thing? Precisely nothing. Okay. I do love that in olden and very, very specific systems like this, you can actually stack AC like a bitch. And not only AC, you can technically speaking get a lot of things to stack like a beach. Quite enjoyable, let me tell you that much. You can get some ridiculous amounts of stuff. Now then, the Blade of the Immortal, a unique artifact, 2 to 3 piecing, charge +1. This is a strange blade that the Iron Golem forged using a drop of your blood. It is an ugly looking weapon, shaped so it resembles one of these symbols on your left arm. Black veins worm their way across the surface of the metal, and the edge looks so dull that it couldn't even cut warm butter. It pulses slightly at your hoe as you hold it, like a heart. The golem claimed this blade could slay even you, provided it was used in a place that was cut off from the rest of the planes. Quite the special little weapon, I would say. Quite special indeed. More bandages go here. Why do I keep all the racks though? I have such a collection of nonsense and garbage in my inventory at this point. I don't even know why the fuck I'm doing this. But alas, have it. All the complaining in the world is not going to change much about it, no is it? And luckily I have enough companions that we can... I do love it. Yep. Those are the original sound. Yep, Baldur's Gate sound. I think that is one of the very few sounds that are not directly copied. Sounds meaty. Yes, I have actually my own intestines in my inventory. I could really part with them, you know. Who knows when I ever need them? For some bloody reason. Well, with all of that nonsense
We
out
need
of
to
the
say
I'm
up
gone.
Kip now.
way, I think. We're done. Minor copper blessing, +1 to luck. Temporary. Well. Temporary is always nice, isn't it? Yay for temporary.
I'm gone.
Now then, out we go again.
Done.
This was nice. What does my little quest log say? Get the tomb plans. Before that, is there anything... There is actually something else going on. I actually made myself a nice little note because I need to look that one up. I know there is one quest, at least that was in the original, that is somewhere in the lower wards. That is not actually going to be recorded in your fucking diary because, well, the game is nice and all, but I have yet to find any game that is completely perfect and has not even a minor mistake at any point. And, well, while it is nice and dandy that I made myself a nice little note saying, like, you need to look this up, I have not yet looked it up. Sadly enough. Sadly enough indeed. Now the good thing is, well, the bad thing is in this case, it is actually getting rather late on my end. Excuse me. So I actually will have to get to bed because I kinda have to do some nonsense tomorrow. You know, working. for some bloody reason. This door does not run by itself, sadly enough. So I will have at this point to bid you adieu. Have a good one and all that, and I shall be back tomorrow. Yes. Now, since I have a bit of a nonsense still going on with this little PC, if things go well and tomorrow goes splendidly good, then, well, we'll see each other again, otherwise, not. Let's hope for the best, shall we not? Being optimistic for once can't really hurt now, can it? Further, as usual, thanks for dropping by. Who we can name. We have the Lee, who is not only hopefully getting that nonsense done and beating those nasties up without getting the girl killed over and over again. Let's hope for the best.
All right.
Wish him luck. I think he can most definitively use it. And oh yeah, also thank him once again. A good Lee for following. Very nice. I do appreciate it very much. And well, everybody else who's not that easily nameable.
All right.
Still, you can feel appreciated. Always nice of you to drop by. I do appreciate it. Quite helpful, I'd say. Now, yes, Kitty, I know. For once, you're actually right on time.
We need to set up Kip.
Because now Kitty is actually allowed to get annoying because it is actually his time to get feed. And let's just say the last time I had him wait for half an hour, so he started biting my leg. And while that is fun and games for a while, kinda, you know, gets from annoying to really, really painful after a while. He's not really a good judge of just how sharp those little teeth are of his. Or he is well aware and he's doing it on fucking purpose, being like, eh, half an hour of waiting for my food? Are you kidding me? Well, let us not think about the implication too deeply, because either cats are very smart or not. I don't want to know, because if he's very smart, he's seen some things that he's probably not too happy having seen on us. With that in mind, those deep philosophical questions of the hour, this late hour, I shall be back. If things go well tomorrow, I kinda already said it, but I will say it again, I will actually promise you a long stream if I can actually get something like a Saturday off for once. As soon as I can get some day off, I will do something very, very long. You know, like 8 hours or something. So that we can have some real time to play games and probably then going to be some Total War. Maybe Attila because I haven't played it before. Shut up, I'm talking, Nameless One. Would you ask you? Or a combination. We could play, you know, like 3 to 4 hours of Planescape and then switch over to Baldur's Gate, do some comparison stuff or nonsense, or just, you know, some enjoyable things. Some fun things. After all, I do kinda try to keep not only myself, but every potential individual watcher also somewhat,
Well, I mean, you shake a leg.
entertained.
I'm gone.
Well, also means that you can feel free to give me suggestions if you so desire. Then again, suggestions, you know, doesn't mean I will do it. I will hold myself some veto right there, just in case. Otherwise, given the track record of people on the internet that
Right. We need to set up Kip.
I have seen, it would probably end up with some very, very graphical, in the pornographical sense, material. And last time I checked, Twitch and Co. do not really appreciate that for some bloody reason. Who knows? Me personally, I have no problem with a nice set of titties here and there, but alas. The rest of the, right now at least, streaming internet has a bit of a problem with it. Then again, that only is really YouTube and Twitch. Technically speaking, we could probably go somewhere else and they would be very much okay with that, but never really thought about becoming active in that particular direction. Well, nice example of how much I like to ramble my hours away. God damn it. I'm in a good mood today because everything worked out. I kind of want to play a bit longer and I kind of hated it. I have to, yeah, Go to bed and be reasonable. Being reasonable sucks. Being an adult sucks. Let's go back to childhood. And again, if I were a child, I wouldn't have the money to do things like that. That would kind of suck too, so, you know. Yeah, decisions. Yes, well, enough of that. Then, once again, let me, well, wish you have a good one. Good night, good day, whatever it is on your particular time zone. And, well, yes, feel free to come back if you like. That is actually the only true point I would like to make. Come back if you like. Yes. So then, for the moment, bye-bye, it shall be. For real this time. Yes, Kitty, I know. Before you start biting me, I shall go away. We want to say something to Kitty. It's something important. So the people of the internet need to know it. By the simple fact that he has turned around and started walking... Oh, he's coming back. Well. Kitty's like, well. Take that with a grain of salt.
We need to set up Kip now.
What is wrong, Kitty? What is wrong, Kitty? Yeah, come here. I caught myself a kitty. Hello. Now, Kitty, I will now give you food. And... Oh, see? Can make him become quiet for a short while. It takes a bit. And she's going to start screaming again very soon. Before that happens, let's give the kitty the food. Bye bye! Again! Can't say it often.